A world travel video from the Swiss collection.
World Travel Video invites you on a personal excursion to the birthplace of downhill skiing, the Alps of Switzerland. Join a potpourri of superb skiers from around the world as they sample Switzerland's best skiing and leading winter resorts. Ski Switzerland will take you to Gstaad, Zermatt, Davos, Wangen, and many other world-class ski resorts. During the next few minutes, we will climb a portion of the Matterhorn's lower Hernley Ridge in search of virgin snow slopes. Take a breathtaking helicopter adventure over the roof of the Alps. Delve into the exciting realm of skiing for the world-class skier in you. Ski Switzerland. The Alps. To some, the most awe-inspiring, grandiose beauty on Earth. The result of the ongoing evolution of our Earth's surface, which began more than 20 million years ago. During that prehistoric time, the ancestors of these mountains were born as the African continental plate ever so slowly collided with the European landmass. The momentum of this impact began a timeless process of mountain building. For eons, these continental plates buckled, thrust, and wrenched against each other. The first Alps were born. Several million years later, with the advent of the first ice age, the Earth slowly began to freeze. Glaciers began to accumulate and engulf large areas of land as the thrusting, folding, and churning continued. Now, massive glaciers began carving huge U-shaped valleys, shearing off mountain faces and depositing massive terminal moraines. Indeed, the Alps as we know them today were altered and designed by glaciers throughout the ice ages. This vast sea of snow-clad mountains and glacial wilderness is the living legacy of the mountain building process and ice age which continues today. Here in the heavens, we are humbled, beholding the magnificent beauty and awesome power nature alone wields. Switzerland is located in the center of Europe, and indeed the very heart of the Alps themselves. Switzerland is bordered by France on the west, Germany to the north, Austria on the east, and Italy to the south. It's a skier's paradise, where you'll have the time of your life. Our ski adventure starts with a visit to the glittering favorite of jet-setters and movie stars alike, Gstaad. From the international airport in Geneva, Gstaad is about 2 hours by rail via Montreux. The last leg of the journey is on the panoramic express through scenic Sonnenland in the western part of the Bernese Oberland. Nestled in the junction of two valleys, Gstaad is set in a gentle mountain landscape. You'll find an alpine playground for many winter sporting activities, such as skating, curling, cross-country skiing, and ballooning. Gstaad will not disappoint skiers. The region offers a choice of more than 100 ski runs, which can all be accessed by some 70 cableways and ski lifts. From Gstaad, there are 3 major lift systems which support the ski area: the Wassengrat, Vispili, and Egli. All 3 provide a very private means of transportation from the village to the first areas where the skiing begins. From these levels, each area has a separate network of trails and various lifts. Skiing in this invigorating mountain air certainly makes for a healthy appetite. And at the top of the Egli lift is the kind of outdoor restaurant where you'll find all those enticing Swiss mountain specialties, like roasty speck and eye, a potato specialty topped with country Canadian bacon and eggs, or roasty with bratwurst, and much, much more. The Egli Mountain Restaurant is just one of the many enchanting locations in the Gstaad ski area. Gstaad is a picturesque mountain village where the jet set and tradition intermingle. Evenings in Gstaad offer a wide and diverse nightlife, as one might expect, from elegant dining and dancing at the world-class Palace Hotel to taking part in the thrill of torchlight skiing. On Wednesday evening each week, the Egli, Vispili, and Wassengrat mountain restaurants offer an evening fondue party which precedes the torchlight skiing. One price includes the special twilight ride up, plenty of delicious cheese fondue, entertainment, and a chance to participate in torchlight skiing. Here in the Swiss Alps, it is an experience which any skier will cherish for a lifetime. The first men to encounter the Alps regarded them as a harsh and bleak environment. Indeed, up until the latter part of the last century, most people feared the high mountains, believing them to be a treacherous abode of evil spirits. Now, with the coming of spring each year, the high glacial regions come alive with activity. Like colonies of tiny ants, alpine enthusiasts scatter across the mountain landscape. These people are ski mountaineering, or Skitouren as it's called in Swiss German. The sport is steadily growing in popularity and is enjoyed by thousands of people each spring. The ski mountaineer uses a wide variety of specially designed equipment which enables him to climb, walk with his skis, and protect himself from an environment which can often be far from hospitable. With the use of touring bindings and skins, the mountaineer can use his skis to move up snowfields or traverse glacial plateaus. Unlike the normal skier, the ski mountaineer is not restricted to only areas serviced by ski lifts. And unlike the normal climber, he's not limited to climbing peaks only after the alpine snows have melted. Climbing a peak here or there, these adventuresome mountaineers tour the glacial highlands for several days, sometimes even several weeks. During this time, they stay in mountain huts or mountain refuges. These man-made oases provide the bare necessities of food and shelter high up in this vast glacial desert. Here, on the Hernley Ridge, on the Matterhorn itself, we're about to explore a different variation of ski mountaineering, day touring. This kind of day touring doesn't usually require all the specially designed touring equipment. However, you certainly want to be with a local mountain guide who knows the area. In search of virgin powder snow, a true powder hound will climb a mountain, and just to prove it, we'll join this international band of skiers representing Canada, Switzerland, New Zealand, Australia, Scotland, and the United States. Although the climb is fairly easy, danger is always present, and a slip could be fatal. Pia is fortunate that the snow is deep enough to prevent her from falling more than a few meters. After climbing 2 hours from the last ski lift, we're ready to test the snow. This snow at the top is a bit windblown, but not too bad. Now it's time to challenge man against mountain, snowboarder against skier. At the end of every good ski is a sunny terrace. It's time for this motley crew to kick back with a beer or two and decide who made the best tracks. Restaurant Staffelalp under the Matterhorn's north face. We're off to ski Klosters. From the international airport at Zurich, it's a scenic 2-hour journey on the Swiss Federal and Rhaetian Railways. Surrounding this Swiss-German village are the majestic mountains of Graubünden. Once only a tiny group of hamlets, Klosters is now a thriving resort village of 3,500 people. During the last decades, this picturesque village has attracted royalty, screen stars, writers, and other distinguished guests. Made up of 6 political factions, Klosters is actually a collection of several tiny villages located and connected closely. Spread out over the wide Pratica Valley, Klosters is an ideal area for horse-drawn sleigh rides through the beautiful alpine landscape. The resort attracts a young and enthusiastic crowd who are here for serious ski fun. Gstaad Parson and Madrisa are the 2 major lift companies which support Klosters' vast ski area. Together, these companies boast over 96 miles of ski runs. Gstaad Parson is actually linked with Davos, so skiers can purchase 1 ski pass for both resorts. What a deal! Europe's longest run starts here, at the Weissflug, and gradually descends down to the village of Kublis, over 8 miles away. When evening arrives, don't relax too much. It's time to boogie at Dancing Funny Place, one of Klosters' 5 dancing hotspots. For the last 2 decades, helicopters have played a major role throughout the Alps. Originally, and still today, their most important function is rescue and transportation of injured persons. Rescue from ski slopes, mountain faces, and avalanche emergencies are done most effectively by helicopter. Many ski resorts are hours away from major medical centers. However, by helicopter, the flight is made in only minutes. The reasons are that the Alps are a maze of ridges, valleys, and passes, which by land can be a complicated zigzag route. However, the helicopter flies in a direct line to its destination. Thanks to several alpine helicopter services, these regions are much safer than they otherwise would be. Transporting supplies and construction lifting in these mountains is another important role the helicopter plays. These flying machines also offer the sightseer the ultimate vantage point and the skier the fastest and easiest way to the powder. Heli-skiing. Time to rock and roll. Next, a visit to the charming ski villages of Zermatt and Saas-Fee. Nestled at the ends of two adjacent valleys, 30 miles from each other, the two villages are 5 hours from the international airports of Geneva and Zurich. First, to Zermatt. The last portion of the journey is on the Brigg-Visp-Zermatt mountain railway, which steadily climbs up the Nikolai Valley. The train ride through this majestic alpine landscape is an awe-inspiring experience in itself. The village of Zermatt has a magical charisma which immediately takes hold of the visitor. Perhaps it's because automobiles are strictly forbidden, or that the village is centralized along the main street, or perhaps it's that the village still retains its old world charm. Whatever the reasons, Zermatt certainly has a personality all its own, which attracts a diverse and interesting collection of travelers and skiers from around the world. The Zermatt ski region is made up of 3 large ski areas. From each area, skiers have long, gradual descents from breathtaking heights into the meadows of the village. The region accommodates skiers of all levels with numerous beginner, intermediate, and advanced slopes. Sonniga Rothorn ultimately delivers you this spectacular vista. However, the journey starts 200 meters within a sophisticated air pressure control tunnel. Completely underground, the Seneca funicular transports people through a tunnel of solid rock to the top station. This system can transport up to 200 people in one journey and up to 2,540 persons per hour. Traveling at a speed of 10 meters per second, the Seneca train transports skiers in a warm and dry environment. The Seneca funicular is a masterpiece of engineering and efficiency, which leaves the nature above totally undisturbed. Seneca, Zermatt's sunny corner. The next of Zermatt's ski areas is Gstaad. At the base of this network is the Gstaad Mountain Railway. These trains climb the steep mountainsides using a rack and pinion type transport system. The Gstaad Railway is among the highest of these railways in Europe. The train delivers sightseers and skiers alike to a height of 3,130 meters. These pulleys, wheels, and cables are some of the many details of a very complex system which support the highest cableway in the Alps, the Klein Matterhorn. This area is also connected with Italian lifts, allowing skiers a day of skiing in Italy. Complete with pasta and Chianti for lunch, before heading back up the mountain range which separates the two countries. Zermatt ski region certainly has no lack of mountain restaurants. We'll sample a few of the many excellent ones you'll find here. At Flualp, you'll find traditional specialties like fondue. When in doubt, follow your ski instructor. He knows just the right place. Where you'll find friendly faces from around the world. Or follow the local crowd to Findel, where you'll find many lively mountain restaurants. Like Enzo's Hita, sample delicious homemade pies and pastries. Champagne, anyone? Or some colorful sunblock? Prepare yourself. Anything can happen here, including an impromptu snowball fight. Even the reserved and laid-back folks joined in the fun. If you can call getting splashed in the face with a mushy snowball fun. Due east of Zermatt, in the adjacent Saas Valley, is the popular winter sport resort of Saas-Fee. Like Zermatt, this village is also car-free and attracts skiers from all over Europe and North America. Saas-Fee spreads across a large open plain at the foot of a broad glacier basin. There are more than 50 small hotels and guest houses and many wonderful small restaurants. Saasvee is an active ski community and boasts 4 major cableways. It's also the home of Europe's highest underground funicular, the Metro Alpine. After an unforgettable ride on this transport facility, we arrive at the Mittelallerleen station overlooking a majestic mountain vista. Here, you can enjoy an excellent menu while drinking in an awe-inspiring panorama. The restaurant is circular and rotates once every 60 minutes. It's a favorite for skiers after an exhilarating run down one of the many exciting slopes. The service is friendly, the food excellent, and the scenery breathtaking. For the last several years, the Swiss have clearly been the dominant force in World Cup alpine skiing. However, recently, another variation of skiing is becoming more and more popular: freestyle skiing. Back in Zermatt, at the very end of the Gornegracht ski area, is the mecca of mogul skiers, Trifty. This is a steep glacial ski area which attracts those who like to bump. Last April was the second annual Trifty Bump Bash, an unlicensed mogul freestyle competition where bump skiers compete for style, speed, and air. Our next visit is to Davos. From the Zurich International Airport, Davos is a 2.5-hour train ride using the punctual Swiss Federal and Rhaetian railways. Davos is Europe's city in the Alps. Originally a vogue health resort, Davos has grown to international fame as a leading winter sports metropolis. Surrounded by forest-covered mountains, Davos is nestled in a picture postcard setting. Davos has more than 40 cableways, funiculars, and ski lifts. The Parson funicular takes skiers to the Weissflue Pass, over 2,700 meters high. And if you've been wondering what a funicular is, it's a cable railway on a steep incline with simultaneously ascending and descending cars which counterbalance each other. From the Weissflue, you can ski down vast open ski slopes to the town. Or veering to the northeast, you can ski to Klosters, Davos's neighboring resort. On the other side of the valley is the Jacobshorn lift, which opens another vast and interesting ski area. From the top of the Jacob's Horn, it's not uncommon to see the daring Delta ladies as they prepare their hang gliders for that moment of truth. Out into the wild blue yonder. The Davos Ski School is well known for its synchronized skiers. One of the school's ski instructors, Danny Heuberger, is taking the day off. He has teamed up with a few comrades to give us a synchro ski demonstration. Take it away, Danny. Not everybody has that kind of synchro coordination. Remember that first day in the deep snow? Well, don't get too discouraged. Even hotshot ski instructors take a dive now and then. We're off to the heart of the Bernese Oberland to sample resorts of the Jungfrau region. From the international airport at Zurich, it's a 2-hour train ride to Interlaken, the region's front door. Interlaken is a jumping-off place. You can stay here or you can travel to the higher ski areas of Wangen, Grindelwald, and Mürren. Utilizing the vast network of mountain trains, funiculars, cable cars, chairlifts, and draglifts, this massive ski region comes within our easy grasp. Being so close to giant mountains surrounding us, we are overwhelmed by one of nature's most beautiful panoramas. The famous trio of Eiger, Monk, and Jungfrau. The mighty Jungfrau looms directly over the quaint auto-free village of Wangen. It is in this area that locals claim that the sport of alpine skiing originated. It's a friendly village with many excellent hotels and guest houses. With our skis firmly secured in front of the train, let's venture up to the areas which are famous for excellent skiing. Just beyond this chairlift is the starting gate for one of the World Cup's fastest and most dangerous races, the Lauberhorn. This is also the area where our crew first ran into the Swiss-Canadian snowboarders who joined us on the climb of the Matterhorn's Hernley Ridge. Herbert and his brother Lester claim this is their #1 area for snowboarding. And while they're not working at their ski shop in Aarau, Switzerland, you'll probably find them here in the Bernese Oberland, snowboarding away the hours. On the far eastern side of this region is the year-round resort of Grindelwald. Directly to the southwest of the village looms the ominous north face of the Eiger. From Grindelwald, skiers and sightseers alike can journey on the Wangenalp train to the busy little junction called Kleine Scheidegg. With a couple of mountain hotels and several restaurants, this is the ideal spot for a bratwurst break. Both Wangenalpbahn trains from Grindelwald and Wangen meet here. This is also the starting place for the world-famous Jungfraujoch train, which is the highest cog train in Europe. Climbing through snow, ice, and rock, the train tunnels through the Eiger and Monk to arrive at the top of Europe at 3,454 meters. Just on the other side of the Lauterbrunnen Valley is the sleepy little village of Mürren. Mürren is tailor-made for those yearning to escape the noise and rush of city life. The village is inaccessible by road, and the streets are quiet and traffic-free. However, don't get too relaxed. It's time to go up. We are on our way to the Schildhorn via the Berg station. At this station is a sunny terrace and restaurant, which is perfect for a warm drink in the fresh mountain air, before going on to the very top of the Schildhorn. The Schildhorn was made famous as Piz Gloria from the James Bond movie On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which was shot at this location. Every January is the infamous Inferno race, which starts here at 9 o'clock in the morning and ends at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 2,175 meters lower in the village of Lauterbrunnen. Arnold Lunn, who originated the race many years ago, is remembered by a plaque on the platform terrace. On the plaque is a poem written by Lunn, which reads, "Let me give thanks, dear Lord, in the frailty of age, for the beloved mountains of my youth, for the challenge of rock, and for the joy of skiing, for the friends with whom I climbed and skied, and above all, dear Lord, for those moments of revelation when the temporal beauty of the mountains reinforces my faith in the eternal beauty which is not subject to decay."
Now enjoy an exciting preview of other world travel videos available in our Swiss collection. Autumn in the Alps, one of nature's most beautiful shows. And in the Alps of Switzerland, the show is at its very best. It's absolutely breathtaking. From the grandeur of snow-capped peaks to the colorful autumn coats worn by stately firs dotting the countryside, Switzerland delights the traveler's eye with a tableau like no other in the world. In the next few minutes, you'll enjoy a sample of this feast, the Matterhorn and other majestic peaks, a trip across the top of the Alps on the Glacier Express, quaint villages and towns, and special places of interest. All this and more awaits as we visit Switzerland for Autumn in the Alps. Come and enjoy a Klosters Davos holiday. Nestled in a picturesque valley bordered by majestic mountains, both resorts are linked together by ski lift, rail, and road. Klosters and Davos offer many varied accommodations, including hotels, chalets, hostels, and for the more adventuresome, even camping facilities. At all price levels, they are spotlessly clean, impeccably run, and an excellent value. Restaurants are no exception. You can eat as expensively here as anywhere in Europe, but the country also has a wealth of very reasonably priced eating houses, serving delicious foods. And, by all means, don't forget to sample another specialty, chocolate. For the skier and non-skier alike, Klosters and Davos offer a wide range of sporting activities. Although hang gliding is a relatively new sport in Switzerland, it is exhilarating. The view is truly spectacular when the snow is on the ground. But whatever the weather, hang gliding is not a sport for the faint-hearted. A sport said to have originated in the Klosters Davos area is tobogganing, featuring turns which are guaranteed to keep you from worrying about the IRS and completely forget about that unpaid health insurance bill. Klosters and Davos, truly a remarkable holiday. Switzerland might well be called the international railway junction of Western and Central Europe because so many mainline international expresses link it with all its neighbors and more distant countries. At the top end of the scale, the Palace Hotel here in Gstaad offers indoor and outdoor pools, sauna, dancing, gardens, and all the amenities. You'll find both luxury and superb Swiss service, unequaled anywhere. Innumerable inns and small restaurants all over the country do a thriving trade with local patrons who know that one can enjoy a local specialty dish here. Many popular regional dishes relished for centuries in farmstead kitchens now appear on the best menus. Winter in Gstaad will also help you find romantic adventure. And for those of you who enjoy observing the serene beauty of Switzerland from high above, World Travel Video takes you on a ballooning adventure you'll never forget. Switzerland is also a land of rolling wine country, a land whose wines are among the most unique and interesting in the world. And each fall, the Swiss observe the start of the grape harvest with a series of colorful, fun-filled celebrations that are one of the world's best-kept secrets, the wine and the wine festivals of Switzerland. Christmas in Zermatt will wind you through picturesque mountain pastures and deep-sided mountain valleys aboard this spectacular mountain railway. Zermatt is a car-free city. Transportation is by horse-drawn sleigh. Travel to the town is by one of the frequent electric trains from Tosh, just 3 miles away. Zermatt is the leading winter sports capital in the Valais, offering skating, skiing, climbing, and the lesser-known sport of curling. Watch as these players push their stones, which are 40-pound granite blocks with metal handles, toward the center of the target area. Christmas in Zermatt, a warm, festive time of the year. And what a wonderful place to bring about memories you will cherish forever. No better place than in the heart of the Alps.